So I'm pretty sure I did well over 200 miles, 2 tanks of gas in this McLaren over the last little while. Drove out to the Hoover Dam here in Vegas. Super inspired, and I wanted to hopefully communicate this because I can't communicate it enough. And I used to think that what I'm about to say, I used to think was a scam. It was fake. There's no way. And I suffered for it. My life was not working out the way I wanted it to. My finances weren't. My relationships weren't. Just overall, my life felt blah. Nowadays, my life feels like this freaking McLaren. Like, blessed. Like, excitement. Like, I wake up juiced up. To me, that is success. I used to not feel that way. Now I feel that way. Some will say, well, Lucas, that's easy for you to say because you've got the money to blow on $1,500 a day rentals, or you can buy an R8 back home, or you can travel, or you can do this and that. But I felt this way before I was able to do this stuff. And that's where the secret was. There's a great book. Let me know in the comments if you read this. Neville Goddard, Feeling is the Secret. Someone told me to read that book when my life wasn't working out the way I wanted it to. And they said, read it, then read it again, then read it again, and then apply it. And I read it and I threw it away saying, this is bullshit. And I continued to suffer until it got so bad that I was like, my life can't get any worse than it is right now. Let me pick up this book and read it. And it's Feeling is the Secret. And basically what we're talking about here is law of attraction, law of vibration, and a couple other universal laws, and how to become the thing. Enter the state. That book will talk a lot about the subconscious. Impregnating the subconscious and making it conscious. It talks about the womb of creation. It talks about the masculine and feminine. It talks about the world of subconscious and the conscious. And until I was consistently in the state that I desired, I hope we hear this. And by the way, I don't always have this perfect. This is a never-ending dial that I'm turning. I am sometimes in the state that I don't desire, and guess what? I could blame it on, I got some bad news, and so I just stay in this state, but guess what? I manifest that. I impregnate the subconscious to make the conscious. The womb of creation, the masculine and the feminine. And to me, success is just a game of being conscious enough to identify when you are feeling the feelings and doing the things and being and assuming the things you want to be, the things you want to create, or when you are not. And the better I get at this game, the more I manifest these kind of things. A lot of it is just by chance. I was supposed to be home on Wednesday. Multiple series of events manifested that I'm ripping around the deserts with a buddy. He's got a Lamborghini blue and I've got a blue McLaren, and we're having a blast, and then channeling that energy into my work, into my business, into my investments, into my decisions, into my choices. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but when I am on, this is life. When I am off, my life does not look this way. And I probably every month I read that book, probably more, to continually study it. A lot of people think this work is, oh, now I know it, and so I'm good. It doesn't work that way. You never really know it. It's a constant thing we apply, and I hope we hear this because all the crypto in the world, all the Bitcoin in the world, all the money in the world is going to be temporary if we cannot continue in this state. Let me know in the comments if any of this is making sense. To simplify it, who do you want to be? How would that person show up? How would that person feel? And how can you align yourself to be that on a consistent daily basis, despite external circumstances telling you? Which, by the way, we can always tweak our environment. But before the money came, I felt rich, I felt wealthy, I felt abundant. Before the cars came, I used to drive this old piece of crap, Dodge, and I would visualize the steering wheels of McLarens, the steering wheels of Huracans. I'd go to dealerships and sit in the Lamborghini so I could touch the switches. I dreamt of the R8 I have back home that I get to drive every day. I'm not bragging because none of that is actually important. Like, none of that's going to make you happy because you become the person before it. That's why people who win the lottery don't assume the feeling. They don't impregnate the subconscious. They're still their old identity. And when they get the things, they're miserable. They're even more miserable than they were before they got the things, then they lose it. Does this make sense? This is the stuff that changes someone's life. By the way, we cover this stuff in the UIG all the time. Every Monday we have a call like this because it's not about the money. This comes first, then the money. This comes first, then the crypto success. Does this land? Does this make sense? Let me know in the comments. With that said, I'm going to shred some tires. Truly appreciate you. Remember, I'm not a guru. I don't have this figured out. I'm constantly figuring it out. I'm in the practice of, I'm constantly in it. It's a dial. And I have a choice every morning of which way I'm going to go. And I've just gotten better and better at going this way, not that way. Knowing where I want to be, who I want to be, and assuming that human, assuming that being, so I can become it. But I have my off days too, and so give yourself grace for that. I think it's important for people to say that, because sometimes we think, oh, we're messed up, I can't get it, Lucas can. No. Doesn't work that way. I'm in it. I'm in it with you. I may just have a little more practice in it, and that's it. That's that. I'm going to get out of here. Peace.